Tonight, newly unsealed court documents show the extent to which Michael Flynn, the president's former national security advisor, was working on behalf of Turkish clients, including a $600,000 payday. It all happened right in the heart of the presidential campaign.
Lock her up, lock her up.
According to the documents, in July 2016, Flynn was texting and emailing his clients about advancing their agenda, which included having a Turkish cleric extradited from the United States. Turkey's president blames that cleric for instigating a failed coup attempt against him, an allegation the cleric denies. Flynn's business partner and another man in Turkey were charged with conspiracy for their attempts to have that cleric extradited. It all comes as President Trump is escalating his attacks against the Russia investigation, calling his former lawyer Michael Cohen a rat after Cohen told prosecutors Mr. Trump directed him to make hush money payments to two women right before the election. Today, Mr. Trump's fired FBI director James Comey lashing out at the president on Capitol Hill.
This is the president of the United States calling a witness who has cooperated with his own Justice Department a rat. Say that again to yourself at home and remind yourself where we have ended up.
Comey speaking out after a closed-door hearing about the 2016 campaign, also taking aim at Republicans, who he says have failed to stand up to the president.
Republicans used to understand that the actions of a president matter, the words of a president matter, the rule of law matters, and the truth matters. Where are those Republicans today? To their everlasting shame, I hope they'll overcome that and realize someday they got to explain to their grandchildren what they did today.
Flynn will be sentenced tomorrow for lying to the FBI about his contacts with Russia's ambassador to the U.S. The special counsel has recommended no prison time, citing his substantial assistance.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.